Hey guys, it's me again with part 2 of our LCS preview. Sorry that this one took a little bit longer to get out. I just had a hard time finding time to record this week. What I'm going to try to do is record these pretty quickly and then just kind of edit them out. So I might be wearing the same clothes in some of these videos just because I'm recording them back to back. I don't know if I'll be able to do that today, but we'll see. Just because LCS starts in 10-11 days, so I kind of have to hurry now. Anyways, without further ado, let's just hop right in with the first team, 100 Thieves. Okay, so first of all, let's start with the 100 Thieves changes here. The first one that I want to talk about actually is the new mid laner that they have, being Quid. Quid was from Gen G's Academy team in the LCK. Challengers League at least, although I'm pretty sure it's Academy. Doesn't matter. LCK Challengers, I can't remember. Anyways, Quid is actually kind of a beast. I like this change a lot. If you look at his stats here, even though he has an okay win rate, you can see that even then his KDA is a bit low. You can see that he has high CS, he has a lot of gold. He has a lot of gold participation in his team. He has more than he should have, just if you spread it equally. And his skill participation is also really high. So he's a bit of a psychopath. He also has a very aggressive early game. You can see he's always up in CS. He's usually ahead in CS at 15 minutes. A lot of gold difference at 15 minutes XP, etc. He is pretty decently high first blood participation. So we can see that he just has a lot of aggressive stats. So it's definitely clear to us that he's kind of a psychopath. I like that just because it seems to be where 100 Thieves lacked in power last split. Bjergsen was pretty passive, Doublelift was also pretty passive. So having Quid who can work with Closer, who definitely thrives off of aggression, I think that this is a good change for 100 Thieves. Even though they're unfortunately poaching another import instead of just taking somebody from like the academy team that just got disbanded by most teams. But I think if you're strictly looking at the success of this team, this is a good change, just from an unbiased, impartial standpoint. Additionally, his Azir is pretty damn good, and he plays a lot of Azirs, so I think that it's just the same with Ahri, especially with Ahri being in the meta right now. Being a good Ahri player is definitely valuable to the league. So, I think that Quid is a pretty good change. I 100% support this change, even though for the health of NA it is not very good, but for liking 100 Thieves, it's a good change. And that brings me to the other really good change. They brought in Kane as the head coach. This is a fantastic change, especially if you realize that Kane was the coach of Team Liquid during that 4 split back to back. Yeah, the four time like consecutive LCS championships of Team Liquid. He coached that team. He worked with Doublelift that entire time, so you already know that this guy's going to be good with him. This could be the coach that helps them propel them pretty far. Unfortunately, despite Kane being a really good coach and Quid being a really good pick to synergize with Closer, the change in the top lane is kind of disappointing. They got rid of Tenacity and brought in Someday. Someday was initially on Evil Geniuses, and he had an okay split. Not a great split for Someday, but honestly, I feel like he's kind of beginning to kind of decline as a player. It's really sad because Tenacity had a lot of potential, even though he didn't have a great split. They kind of just put him on tank duty the entire time, so it was a bit of a poor showing of like how he would actually play, because it wasn't really representative of him as a player. I think that now with the top lane changes, Tenacity probably would have been a better top laner, because, you know, it seems like a lot of, at least in solo queue, we haven't really seen how it'll affect pro play yet because it hasn't even affected yet, but a lot of these top lane bruisers have seemed to have a bit of a positive upshot because of some of these item changes, so Tenacity would have definitely benefited, but now he's out. So no more Tenacity. Somebody's in, somebody's an okay top laner. It's just basically like if you compare it to like how Tenacity performed last split and how somebody performed last split, it's basically just a side grade. It's whatever. It's not really going to change his team anything or do anything to like benefit or harm his team. I just think it's disappointing. because someday really honestly can be teamless for one split, I think, if you're being completely honest. Anyways, now that we've talked about the changes, I think that overall this team is going to look pretty strong. They're going to look a lot stronger than they did last split because they got rid of the hole in mid lane, but it does still come down to Doublelift. Doublelift is known for playing pretty passively, at least this last split, so it really just depends with this carry meta that's happening in the bot lane. Can he play a little more aggro? Will he be able to? Will he be able to synergize with closer? Will Quid be as good as we think he is? Is this just another scam? Is this Pyoshik 2.0? There's a lot of question marks, but I do think that if I can say with confidence that I think that this team will, in the regular season, place 4th. That's just what I think. I think that they will probably place 4th place. They could do better, but I think that just comparatively, this team still has some holes. I think that confidently I can say that this will be a 4th place team. So yeah, I'm pretty excited. I like this roster for the most part. Ripped tenacity, but it is what it is. So without further ado, let's move on to the next team. Okay, so the next change, or rather the next team, had one change, and it's a really, really, really good change in my personal opinion, and that is FlyQuest making the change of Ayla/Winsome to Vulcan. So this is a wonderful change. This is actually exactly what this team needed to be really good. Everyone kind of saw it coming. It's also awesome that Vulcan flamed the shit out of Ayla and then took his job, but that's besides the point. This is just a good change because I think that the greatest weakness of FlyQuest last split was Ayla and to an extent Winsome kind of holding Prince back a bit, because Prince is really damn good. He's not the best ADC in the world. He's a contender, if not the best ADC in the West, but he's nowhere near the best ADC in the world. But he's still good, and he's still good for the LCS. Really, really good. So the problem was just that he couldn't cook like he, normally could. I do think that that despite this being a really good change for Prince, there's still the question mark of how this team's power could be, and it really just comes down to the mid-jungle duo of Spica and Vikla. Now, they're a good mid-jungle duo, but they show a lot of weakness sometimes. They can be really int. We've seen a lot of 2v2s that they have just completely thrown for no reason. But I think hopefully they've had a little time to work together, get better at those skirmishes near mid lane. And if they do that, then I think that this is a really damn good team. I think this is probably going to be the best team in the LCS. Vulcan is a good change. I really respect FlyQuest for going for it, especially knowing that the rest of their players are good and have a lot of potential, and that just Ayla just wasn't it. And I'm glad they didn't stick with Winsome, because Vulcan is definitely a worthy buyout over keeping Winsome. So with those things in mind, it is pretty short just because it's a very quick and good change. There's really nothing bad to say about FlyQuest here. I think that this team may actually be, in the regular season at the very least, the first place team. This will probably be the best team in the LCS. It is a bit hard. I might change that when I get to my official regular season predictions, but I do think that this team has the potential to absolutely dominate in best of ones and really just show up and completely destroy the LCS. Yeah, because this is a really good change. I think this is exactly what FlyQuest needed. Okay, and with that, I'm going to make this one brief this time because I kind of rambled last time. That's all for this video. Again, I'm going to try and be quicker with these, so you might see me wearing the same clothes. It's whatever. Don't judge me, please. But once again, if you agree or disagree, want to talk about this stuff with me, go ahead, comment, tell me why Vulcan's actually the worst. If you have a little more insight on the LCS Challengers, I didn't get to watch a lot of it, but I did watch some of it. If you have more insight and you want to talk about it with me, I love talking about it, so let's do it. But other than that, thanks for watching. If you're new here, subscribe. If you are new here and didn't watch the first one of these, watch the first one of these. You should. If you're returning, thanks for watching. I always appreciate your continued support. And if you have any recommendations for types of videos or anything like that, just anything at all, anything you want to tell me, please put in the comments. I respond almost instantaneously, if not within the hour. So yeah, once again, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate y'all coming out, and I'll see y'all very, very soon.